Welcome back, everyone. We have a first look at Marvel's Agatha Coven of Chaos. They started filming, so there's a bunch of scenes that dropped, so we'll break it all down. There's a whole bunch of Easter eggs, and it teases the return of Billy, Wiccan, so I'll explain what's going on because supposedly he's going to be a huge part of the plot and what's going on with the villain group. If you're brand new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get all the videos. We're also doing a giveaway for Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania tickets because that movie's coming out so soon. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and let me know what you want them to do with Wiccan inside the MCU. I know everybody's hyped about the Young Avengers. Everyone's like, when are they going to do Young Avengers? When are they going to bring that team together? They will be using this series to help set up Young Avengers. I'll explain how that's going to work because we'll also see teasers for that during Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. Thanks to our sponsor for this episode, Skillshare. This year, supercharge your creativity with Skillshare's online classes. Skillshare is an online learning community that offers membership with meaning. With so much to explore, real projects to create, and the support of fellow creatives, Skillshare empowers you to accomplish real growth. I've been learning about writing scripts because it's a huge part of making YouTube videos. If you want to learn how to make better YouTube videos or how to make your audio sound better, like how do I make my YouTube videos sound better, you might be interested in video editing or Photoshop or audio production. And no matter what skill it is that you want to learn, there is definitely a class for it on Skillshare. I've been using a lot of the Adobe Photoshop training courses in the past, and it was a great way to get very condensed guides on how to use the more technical aspects of Photoshop that come in handy every day. Skillshare is also incredibly affordable, especially compared to the price of in-person classes and workshops. The annual subscription is less than $10 a month, so explore your creativity at Skillshare.com/emergency. They're currently running a free 30-day trial for premium membership. You can click on the link in the description or use the one on screen here. It's Skillshare.com/emergency, so be sure to check it out. So in the new scenes, we see Agatha Harkness at the Westview Mall with Billy Kaplan, who's going to be the Billy Kaplan persona, at least at the beginning of the series, before we learn what's really going on with the character. Billy Kaplan is really, technically, quote-unquote, Billy Maximoff, played by Joe Locke here. He's the one that was posting a lot of these clips, these pictures, so many thanks to him. If you zoom in and enhance on this one scene of them walking through the mall here, you can see the QR code in the background with the message that says Be an Insider. That's meant to be another one of their huge Easter eggs with the QR codes that they've been doing in all the series. They did it in all the She-Hulk episodes. They've done it in a bunch of the other Marvel Disney Plus series where you scan the QR code and you can get free comics. Let me know in the comments which free comics you think they're giving away with these QR codes in the Agatha episodes. Maybe some Agatha Harkness specific comics, maybe some Young Avengers, Billy Kaplan specific comics. You see Agatha at the regular Westview Mall with him eating snacks, talking as if it's a normal day in the neighborhood. She's dressed in contemporary casual clothing. It doesn't look too gothed out, which means she might still be in full-blown Agnes mode when this happens, under Scarlet Witch's spell. In this different scene, there's a Westview police car, which seems like it's part of the larger mystery that Agatha uncovers as she's slowly remembering what Scarlet Witch did to her with the spell and uncovering the plot to steal Billy. The working title of the series as they're filming is Mayor of Westview. In the font, the title are meant to be a joke, Easter eggs for the Mayor of Easttown, which is a crime drama starring Kate Winslet about a detective investigating a murder in a sleepy town, uncovering all kinds of spicy details and secrets about the inhabitants while she tries to keep her own life from falling apart. That's meant to give you an idea for the vibe of the show. Now, obviously, there's going to be more comedy happening in this Agatha series than was happening in Mayor of Easttown. That was more of a serious drama. But during this series, Agatha Harkness is the main character. She's the protagonist. They're playing her like more of a straight-up anti-hero, trying to help Billy Kaplan protect him from Morgan Le Fay and find out why they want him, her rogue coven of witches, in the larger machinations of Mephisto at play, because reportedly he's going to play a role during the series. Like, they'll actually finally pay off some of these Mephisto jokes. If you didn't see the last couple of years, reportedly, Sacha Baron Cohen has been filming different scenes as a version of MCU Mephisto for different upcoming series. Surprisingly, the first series that we're supposed to see him during or that he'll be tied to will be the Ironheart series, because that series is all about the battle between magic and technology, like the balance of magic and technology. Agatha Harkness is also supposed to be connected to that too, but I think they'll explain it's separate from what happened with her versus Scarlet Witch and being put under the spell again after Scarlet Witch took off. The Hood is going to be one of the main villains of the series, and he'll be going up against Ironheart. Supposedly, Anthony Ramos's Hood character is the apprentice of Agatha Harkness, and Mephisto will be loosely involved pulling strings from behind the scenes. I don't think he's supposed to be a major character during that series. The Agatha Coven of Chaos series will take place after the events of Ironheart. I think they'll just explain that he's continuing to pull strings from behind the scenes. But the main idea during the series, like the main part of the story, is Agatha trying to keep Aubrey Plaza's character, Morgan Le Fay and her coven of witches away from Billy, played by Joe Lockyer. Morgan Le Fay's rogue coven supposedly is the one that's connected to Mephisto, and the whole idea at the end of Westview, like the big teaser here, when Agatha told Scarlet Witch, "You're going to need me for what's coming, you have no idea what you've done."
You have no idea what you've unleashed. You're gonna need me.
If I do, I know where to find you.
Wait.
That was tied more to what's happening with the multiverse, Avengers 5, Kang Dynasty, the collapse of the multiverse, all these incursions that they started teasing during Marvel Phase 4, like during Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, with other larger magical beings like Mephisto taking advantage of the chaos. Like right now, I think the idea is that Mephisto is still trapped in his own dimension and seeking a way into the main MCU dimension. They teased that a little bit during Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness when they were traveling through the multiverse. They traveled through one of the hell dimensions where pretty much the entirety of New York, like this entire reality, had turned into a version of hell, like everything is on fire. Part of the idea is that Mephisto wants to take over the main MCU dimension like all the other higher beings across the Marvel multiverse. And it sounds like based on the plot, he's trying to use Morgan Le Fay's coven, whether they know it or not, to take Billy for himself, use his power to take over the main MCU dimension. Because if it wasn't clear from all the WandaVision episodes, Billy has basically the same types of powers as Scarlet Witch, like he can warp reality, he's meant to be an incredibly powerful magic user. And just like in the Young Avengers comics, Billy is destined to become the next Demiurge, this omnipotent magical being, basically like on the level of what you would expect Scarlet Witch's powers to be, like this multiverse level power that could theoretically control the entire universe. It sounds like if they're actually using Mephisto as part of this series, that's why he really wants Billy. Like, that's the real reason. And the same reason why Morgan Le Fay's coven would want him too. Like, they would want him for his power. It just sounds like if they are using Mephisto, he's actually playing everyone. Like, he's lending them some power, but also really trying to play them. During the series, they also will address what happened to Scarlet Witch. Like, there's this big rumor going around the magic community in the MCU that Scarlet Witch has died, and they'll start to explore that. And at some point during the series, we will see the new origin of Billy and Tommy being reincarnated into the bodies of Billy Kaplan and Tommy Shepard, like we saw in the comics. So the way they explain Billy and Tommy's backstory in the MCU is super confusing. A couple of different writers worked on it across a bunch of different years. They tried to make sense of all that continuity a little more recently. In the past, Scarlet Witch learned that her children were fake. We saw a version of that during the WandaVision series, like she understood that she created her children with a fake version of Vision. Then when she took the Hex down, her children were destroyed with it. We saw alternate realities in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness where versions of them were still alive, so we know that they are still out there somewhere. But in the main 616 MCU universe, they're reincarnated magically into the bodies of Billy Kaplan and Tommy Shepard, and they become Wiccan and Speed as part of the Young Avengers eventually. So a couple of the big things that they're using the Agatha series to set up are the formal return of Scarlet Witch. Like, we know that she's coming back. That's probably not going to happen till Avengers 5 Kang Dynasty, but also set up Young Avengers with Billy and Tommy. We've only seen footage of what seems like the new adult version of Billy. I haven't seen any Tommy footage yet. But we're supposed to get our first teaser for the Young Avengers during Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. It's supposed to have a Young Avengers post-credit scene teaser, like one of the post-credit scenes will be Cassie Lang teasing the formation of the Young Avengers. But I don't think they're actually going to come together as a team with all the characters they've been introducing for a couple years. Probably not till after Avengers 5 Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars, like not till Marvel Phase 7. Just because there's a lot of conflicting reports about when the Agatha Coven of Chaos episodes are going to be released. Originally, they were going to try at the end of this year, then it was pushed to like the beginning of 2024. Now there's talk about delaying it to early 2025. So just charting the timeline, if you look at the Marvel Phase 6 schedule here, Avengers 5 Kang Dynasty is supposed to come out in spring of 2025. If they don't release Agatha Coven of Chaos episodes till like the beginning of that year, like right before Avengers 5 Kang Dynasty, and they're still just barely introducing Young Avengers characters, like teasing that, oh, eventually someday we'll come together and form the team, then it's probably still a couple years away at the beginning of 2025, which puts it well into Marvel Phase 7. Maybe we'll see a couple of the characters start coming together before that, though. And with them setting up the return of Scarlet Witch, like the actual physical return in Avengers 5 Kang Dynasty, it sounds like they'll be doing more Scarlet Witch crossovers with the X-Men in Marvel Phase 7 and beyond. That was one of the things Elizabeth Olsen said that she wanted to do that they had not been able to do yet. Like, she wanted to do more X-Men crossovers, and a lot of Marvel Phase 7 and beyond will be like really hardcore X-Men stuff. Also sounds like a whole bunch of Young Avengers stuff too. Let me know in the comments though, what else do you want them to do during Agatha Coven of Chaos? Like, obviously Agatha is going to continue to be a big character in Marvel going forward. But essentially, it's kind of like a sequel to WandaVision. Most of the characters, like the normal townspeople that starred in WandaVision, will be coming back during Agatha Coven of Chaos. It's just like normal townspeople in Westview. And it sounds like at least the first couple of episodes, or maybe just the first episode, will tease the same thing that happened at the beginning of WandaVision, where like Agatha slowly wakes up to the reality of what's actually going on. Like, wait a minute, why is everything so weird? Oh, wait a minute, that's right, because I'm Agatha Harkness and I'm super powerful. And we'll see her slowly breaking free of Scarlet Witch's enchantment while she uncovers this larger mystery with Morgan Le Fay and what's happening with Billy Kaplan. Because they're filming, we'll be getting a whole bunch more footage real soon, so of course I'll do more videos as we get more scenes. If you have any big questions about what's going on during the series or like other big Marvel Phase 5, Marvel Phase 6 stuff, just write it below in the comments. We're going to get a whole bunch of big Super Bowl trailers. The next big Marvel series is going to be Secret Invasion. Of course, I'll be doing episode videos for that, just like all the other big Marvel Disney Plus series. Make sure you enable alerts for my channel so you don't miss that. Everyone click here for my full Last of Us Episode 2 video and Easter eggs, and click here for my brand new Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania trailer video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.